In October, we meet the newest canine member of Fridley Police, learn how to make every second count in the event of a fire, and we talk trees and Halloween, all in this edition of Fridley Community Connection. Thank you for joining us. I'm Raquel Strand, and this is Community Connection. Did you know that October is Crime Prevention Month? And one of the newest members of our police crew is a furry guy named Jagger. We are excited to introduce him to you in one of his first public appearances.
Hi, my name is Kyle Signan. I'm currently a police officer with the Fridley Police Department. I have been employed with Fridley for 3 years. Today I would like to introduce you to my canine partner Jagger. Jagger is an 18-month-old Belgian Malinois German Shepherd mix. He is the newest member of the canine program with Fridley Police Department. Jagger and I have gone through a training period of 3 months with McDonough Canine. In that course, we learned how to track, find articles, do agility, obedience, and apprehension work. Throughout the course of our training period, the dog is brought from the basic levels into advanced levels to assist us in doing building searches, find missing persons, find narcotics, and also do physical apprehensions on the street. Since July 1st till the current September 18th, since that time we have been deployed 26 times as a canine unit. Throughout that 26 times we have made 7 arrests, had approximately 8 canine narcotics fines, and also assisted in a missing person at that time. Because of the canine unit, we are able to quickly obtain narcotics where it would be time consuming for officers to find those narcotics and also assist in finding individuals that have committed crimes faster than individuals and police officers locating them on their own. The canine unit is very beneficial to the Fridley Police Department because it saves in numerous amount of time for locating lost individuals, individuals that have committed serious crimes, and also assisting officers in detecting narcotics. Some standards that we have with the United States Police Canine Association, every year we have to show that we have control of our canines. So today I'll show you a couple examples of our hand and voice commands that we use. For example, if we're in a situation where we are separated from the dog, we can use a hand command. The other hand command we can do is a sit command. Sit. This will be the heeling command. Heel. Sit. Stay. Down. Sit. Good. Jagger is a very social canine. He is very good with kids and adults alike. At home, his living, he likes to play with toys. He likes a lot of attention. He likes to do a lot of scenarios and police work when we're training. He's a very focused dog and very high drive. Of course, with the mixed breed, we get the best of both worlds. We get the stability of a German Shepherd and the high drive and activity of a Belgian Malinois.
Jagger is already out on the streets helping to keep our city safe. Not only is October Crime Prevention Month, but Fire Prevention Week kicks off on October 8th. All month long, we will be posting helpful safety tips on Facebook and Twitter. This year's fire prevention theme is Every Second Counts, planned 2 ways out. Sparky the fire dog can teach us a thing or two.
Sparky the Fire Dog here to remind you, a home escape plan should include 2 ways out from each room in your home. That usually means a door and a window. Also, remember to keep all exits free of clutter and make sure windows can open and close easily. Hey, Sparky the Fire Dog here, reminding you to pick a place outside in front of your home where everyone will meet once they exit. Make sure to pick a spot that will always be in the same place, like a tree, a telephone pole, or a fence. Oh! Make sure everyone in your home knows to call 911 in case of fire or other emergency. You can call 911 from a cell phone or a neighbor's phone once you're safely outside. Like I am now. The great outdoors! Ooh, barbecue. For more information about home escape planning and Fire Prevention Week, visit fpw.org.
On November 5th, daylight savings time ends and clocks fall back. It is also the perfect time to check smoke alarms and replace batteries. Fridley Fire has free smoke alarms available while supplies last. If it has been over 10 years since you replaced your alarm or it is not working correctly, residents can pick up a free replacement at Fridley Fire Station 1, weekdays between 2 and 4 p.m., or give them a call at 763-572-3613. Fridley Fire is looking for you. If you love a good adrenaline rush and want to give back to your community, we might be exactly what you're looking for. Are you ready to answer the call?
If you've ever wanted to get involved in your community, Fridley Fire has the perfect opportunity for you. Starting October 6th, we are recruiting for paid-on-call firefighters. We'll have a posting open for about 3 weeks. We'll have an opportunity on October 12th for you to come to an informational meeting and experience some of the things that firefighters experience. You'll get to wear turnout gear, you'll get to operate a fire hose, pick up some extrication equipment, the jaws of life, and we'll answer any of your questions you have about becoming a paid-on-call firefighter for the city of Fridley. We have a wide range of types of calls that we respond to. We respond to medical calls. We respond to hazardous materials calls. Through the city of Fridley, we have the main line of tracks, railroad tracks that come through the city, all types of hazardous materials. We have a large portion of the Northtown Rail Yard. We are bordered by the Mississippi River, which creates some water emergencies and different types of responses for that. The process of becoming a firefighter, there's a testing process. We're looking for the best of the best. We have a written test, a interview. You do have to go through a psychological exam and a background check. But after that, we provide all the training that's necessary. You get paid to go to the training. We send you through the Anoka County Fire Academy. That's about a 5-month process. Then you will do some on-the-job training here in the station as well. You'll also be sent to EMT school, emergency medical technician. Will equip you with the necessary skills to do first response on medical calls. We fill the gap between the time somebody calls 911 and an ambulance arrives. We get there first and provide life-saving emergency medical care in those few minutes before the ambulance gets there, when seconds count. So this all starts with you filling out an application to become a Fridley paid-on-call firefighter. You can also come to our job fair on Thursday night, October 12th, between 6 and 8 p.m. You'll get all those opportunities to try on gear, use a fire hose, look at some of the equipment, and we'll answer any of your questions about the entire process and what it takes to become a paid-on-call firefighter.
Attention, Fridley Fire General Alarm.
Get fired up for an opportunity like no other. We invite you to join us in a new kind of workplace. Make a difference. Answer the call.
Every morning when you walk in through the bay doors, past the big shiny red trucks, you never know what's gonna be in store for you for the rest of the day.
When we left, everybody felt like we really made a difference in that couple that day, and that was one of my favorite experiences.
We got on the scene and were able to get the fire out right away, which led to saving the rest of the house, and it was really exciting to be able to fight fire and at the same time save the house from completely being destroyed.
We have the tools, the training, the mentors, everything you need to be an everyday hero and assist those who need it most. When the call comes, will you answer?
Everybody wants to follow in their dad's footsteps. My dad became a firefighter with the city of Fridley in 1998, and I've been hooked ever since.
I grew up in Fridley, I live in Fridley, I love the community, and I wanted to give back in a way that not many people can.
I put in my application, and 4 months later I was going through the academy, and looking back on it, I could never see myself doing a different job.
I've been with Fridley Fire for 18 years. It's been a super experience. I've never looked back. It's been a great time. I'd love to do 18 more years.
There's really no other job like it.
When you join Fridley Fire, you are part of something special. As a paid on-call firefighter, you serve the hours that work for you.
We have multiple people that have young children or newborns like myself that might need that last-minute shift change, and everybody here is very willing to step up and help out.
The people here are proactive, they're helpful, in good times and bad. It's just, I enjoy everybody I work with. It's just been a super experience.
It has been absolutely incredible. The guys here and just the family in general. Everyone takes you in. It is, like the others will say, it is a family here.
I would love to see more females in the fire department, and even if you don't think you could do it, it's definitely something that's worth a try because you'll love it and you can do it.
Protect your community. Become a part of ours. Fridley Fire is looking for you. Get in on the action and get fired up.
Pumpkin spice and everything nice. Fall is upon us, and that means pumpkin night in the park. I, for one, can't wait to see what Springbrook is cooking up this year.
All right, pumpkins, Coach here. We got a big day coming up. October 21st from 6 to 10 p.m., Pumpkin Night at the park at Springbrook Nature Center. How's the planning coming along? Goggles, tell us about pumpkin carving.
Operation Pumpkin Drop is coming in hot. We got 1,000 pumpkins ready to deliver to y'all. We're gonna need all y'all carvers though to help us out, because we put 1,000 pumpkins on our trails and they all need to be carved all pretty. We're gonna need all y'all carvers to come help us out. You can sign up on that website.
Pumpkin carving is one of the most important parts of Pumpkin Night in the park. It's when we find out what you pumpkins are made of. Pirate Pumpkin, tell us all about that character trail.
Arr, mateys. Pumpkin Night in the Park has a tremendous character trail full of adventure and swashbuckling. But don't worry, none of the characters are scary. In fact, we love seeing the kids dressed up in their costumes. Ha 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 ha.
All right, young lady, I hear you've been busy getting a great slate of entertainment ready for Pumpkin Night in the park. I want to hear all about it.
We have just so many fantastic performers coming this year. Now, we have those lovely in-motion dancers from right here in Fridley. They are going to be dancing out in the parking lot, showing us their wonderful skills. And then, oh my gosh, we have a brand new amphitheater that's going to be our main stage this year. And there, well, the fire dancers from Embrace the Light are back once again to see their fiery show. You have to stop by. And then, a new performer this year. My goodness, such a young, handsome man. Noah will be here doing his magic show. He's quite the magician. Just fantastic. I hope everybody really enjoys them. I know I'm gonna.
Monster Pumpkin, I want to know all the things that are going on at Pumpkin Night in the park. Lay it on me, brother.
Monster Bingo will be inside the Nature Center. And when you get a monster appetite, you can go outside in the parking lot where there are extra concessions for sale, and there will be kettle corn for all you hungry little monsters.
I know you've been working hard, planning out how everybody's going to be able to park at Pumpkin Night in the park. I want to hear every last detail.
All right, there's lots of great ways that we can get all these people to this fantastic Pumpkin Night event. They can take the hot air balloons that I have chartered to come get people, or, oh yes, we're in Minnesota, so there could be lots of snow maybe, so we could take the bobsleds or the luge. Oh, I know too, I've been seeing lots of bald eagles around. Maybe we could catch a ride in on the talons of those bald eagles. So many good options. Yes, Yes, this is all very exciting.
Foul! That's not a good plan at all. I would suggest that everyone parks at North Town Mall and takes the shuttle into the event. All right, good job, Pumpkins. I think we've done a fantastic job planning out Pumpkin Night in the park. This event sounds fantastic. I am fired up. Now, people are gonna wanna know, how do I get tickets to Pumpkin Night in the park? Well, you can just show up the day of the event, October 21st, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and buy your tickets right at the door. Make sure you bring cash or check only. But if you want to save yourself a few bucks, Pumpkins, you can buy your tickets in advance right at Springbrook Nature Center or at the Fridley Recreation Office. Tickets are only $8. All right, squad, great job. Come on, bring it in, huddle up. All right, team, good job. Put your hands in the middle. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody, let's go. Work with me here. Huh? Oh, well, just blink if you heard me.
Pumpkin Night is a perfect example of a safe trick-or-treating alternative. Here are a few other reminders to keep kids safe during their Halloween adventures. Look both ways. Never dart into the street, especially between parked cars, and cross at corners, crosswalks, and traffic signals whenever possible. Children under 12 should not be out alone at night without adults. Those older should stay in groups and stick to familiar, well-lit areas. Make sure clothing fits well to avoid trips and catching on decorations or jack-o'-lanterns. Can they see clearly? Use reflective tape, light-colored clothing, flashlights or glow sticks to make sure they can be seen by drivers. Even the obvious tips are important reminders. Throw away anything suspicious. Look for tampering and faded or torn wrappers. No homemade treats or unusual packaging. When in doubt, throw it out. Snuff out those candles. Never leave a burning candle unattended or placed near anything that might catch fire, including children and pets. Use a candle snuffer to put out the flame. It prevents hot wax from splattering. And finally, what fall overview would be complete without some leaves and trees? Here's Rachel Workin.
Hi, my name is Rachel Workin and I'm the environmental planner with the City of Fridley. I'm here with Chris Titus, our forestry intern at the city's gravel bed. This gravel bed was installed 2 years ago using grant funds from the Minnesota DNR. Gravel beds are a cost-effective way to grow and store trees for planting. Chris, can you tell us a little bit more about this gravel bed and how it was constructed?
Yeah, Rachel, so this gravel bed is constructed by using concrete blocks and filled with gravel and sand, and we use this to store a lot of our bare root trees.
So you don't need any soil?
No, we just put a lot of water in it and it percolates down through the rocks and creates fine roots on the trees that will eventually establish themselves and be ready for planting.
So where are these trees going to be planted?
All around the city.
With the grant from the DNR, the City of Fridley has sponsored volunteer tree plantings along our parks and right-of-ways. Different area businesses have helped us plant the different types of trees. Chris, do we only plant this type of bare root trees from the gravel bed?
No, we don't. We also plant potted trees. We go about 50% potted and bare root trees. We do this because there's a U of M project going on studying the effects and growth rates of both potted and bare root trees.
So the City of Fridley is planting both potted and bare root trees within our parks and right-of-ways using volunteers as part of the DNR grant. Once the grant is ended, we'll continue planting bare root and potted trees in our response to emerald ash borer. Chris, would you be able to show us what a bare root tree looks like when you pull it from the bed?
Absolutely. So our gravel bed is home to a lot of different types of trees. The nature of the gravel bed allows for water to percolate down through the rocks and facilitate the creation of fine roots. As you can see from this tree, it's created some fine roots, which are going to be really useful for the first few years of its life.
So Chris just showed us what a bare root tree looks like when you pull it from a gravel bed. Now let's go visit one of the University of Minnesota researchers who are studying how these trees do in the field. I'm out here at Commons Park at the site of a tree planting by a group of Medtronic volunteers last year. I'm with Mike Ba, a graduate researcher with the University of Minnesota. Mike, can you tell us a little bit about these trees?
Sure. The trees we're working with out here in the city of Fridley are young trees that were planted in 2016. And we're looking at the different trees, the different rootstock types such as bare root, ball and burlap, and container type trees. And we're trying to see which ones do best when planted out in the city landscape. And we're working with 9 different communities, and Fridley is one of them, where we're using 30 trees to do spectral analysis with aerial photography using drones.
And what do you mean by spectral analysis?
So spectral analysis is where we're going to fly over and we're going to take images at about 40 feet, and we're going to look at the pixels, and each pixel has a value. And within that value, we're going to apply a formula, a vegetation index called NDVI, which uses the red spectrum of visible light and the near-infrared non-visible light spectrum. And that NDVI formula will give us an idea of how healthy the tree is. And we can use each pixel to develop an average for that tree, and we can say, is this tree healthy or is this tree not so healthy? And then after we determine that, we can look to see maybe what are the potential causes of that unhealthy state.
And how do you see cities like Fridley using this data?
I think that there's a lot of advantages to learning what different stock types do best. One is cost. So like ball and burlap trees cost much more than bare root trees. So if we can use bare root trees more often, potentially we'll save money. If we find out that ball and burlap do better, then maybe it doesn't make sense to spend less money on the ball and burlap or on the bare root trees. So it's kind of a cost benefit to some extent, but it's also just seeing which stock type just performs the best over a 3-year period that we're going to be looking at them.
Well, this will be really useful information for the city as we purchase trees to grow our urban forest, deciding which trees are the best choice for our city. You mentioned that you take this image using a drone. How does that work?
So we use a drone. It has a small camera mounted to it, maybe a size of a GoPro camera, and it's mounted on the belly of the drone. And we take off near the tree and just fly up and hover over at about 40 feet. And we take a couple images and then we land it and we move on to the next tree. So it's a pretty quick process, pretty simple, and we're just using standard drones that most homeowners in cities could buy if they choose to use that technology.
Before we go, let's take a look at what the Fridley City Council is working on, followed by our community calendar. Here's City Manager Wally Weisopel with the September Council update.
Hi, I'm Wally Weisopel, City Manager, and here's the Council update for September. The City Council met on the 11th and the 25th, and as always, we met as a conference meeting first, and there we hear issues but make no decisions. And we talked about the IT services provided by Jim Erickson, the city's IT manager, and the various systems and things that he needs to support in the direction that IT is going, ever increasing for city services. Then we discussed the city calendar for 2018, and the council will move that forward and officially approve it. So then all the council meetings and planning commission meetings, et cetera, will be announced in advance. The city also heard an update on the personnel ordinance. This is the city ordinance that governs city employment for our non-union employees, and our HR director, Debbie Dahl, is working on some changes in that regard. That'll come before the city council in October. We also heard an update in a study that was done on our utility rates. This is our water, sewer, and storm sewer rates that are charged to all of our property owners. And there's going to be some changes in how those structures are made for the rates, and then also the rates will be increasing as well to capture the increased costs of infrastructure improvements that are necessary. There'll be a city council meeting on that in late October to officially approve those rates. Then we had a discussion about several properties that are experiencing some erosion from the Mississippi River, and further discussions will be held with that in the various agencies that regulate the river areas. The City Council then went on to its legislative action. We approved a special use permit for outdoor storage at 55 77th Avenue. Special use permits are a type of regulation that is an allowed type of service, but has to come to higher levels of scrutiny in terms of setbacks and other compliance factors that needs to go before the Planning Commission and then to the City Council for approval. There was also a lot split. This was done at 6700 Central Avenue, and the City Council approved that. And then the City Council takes action to set the public hearings and the assessment rolls for our street improvement projects for 2017, and then also for the assessments that will take place for homes that were needing abatements during the year, and those items were not paid and therefore they will be assessed. Those public hearings will be held in October. Then the city heard an amendment with regard to our cell phone towers. This will allow for taller towers within certain areas in the city, and that was an ordinance reading, and we'll have the final reading in October before that takes effect. And then the City Council approved a police labor agreement. This is for our patrol officers who are recognized by a labor union, and the City Council approved a labor agreement for those employees for the next 3 years. The City Council then heard the tax levy proposal for 2018 and set that increase at 4.86% increase over last year's levy. Now, this is a preliminary levy. It's not the final one. And in November, on the 27th, the City Council will actually hold a meeting to formally adopt the 2018 levy. Now, should the changes in the Charter Commission that the Charter Commission took to amend the charter, allowing for increases to the levy beyond the Consumer Price Index, if those don't take effect, then the city staff will have to present a new levy and a new budget for 2018. If that doesn't happen, if those changes are not reversed, then the 4.86% levy will be proposed at the November 27th meeting. Then the general fund budget was also proposed, and it reflects the levy that was presented, so that budget increases as well. The City's Council also directed staff to negotiate a legal services agreement with the City of Coon Rapids for prosecutorial services. These are criminal cases that the city has to prosecute, and for the last 40 years we've been dealing with one particular firm, and that firm is looking at retiring, so we're looking at doing a contract for services with the City of Coon Rapids, as we have very similar police departments, and we are in Anoka County together, and therefore we're able to prosecute in Anoka County. And that was pretty much our council agenda for the month of September. We look forward to meeting you again in October. Thank you.
And now for a look at what's happening in the city. Here's our community calendar. Thank you for watching this edition of Fridley's Community Connection here at Islands of Peace Park. Subscribe to email updates or follow the City of Fridley on Facebook and Twitter for the latest city news. I'm Raquel Strand. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17.